What's up? What's up, everyone? It's Benansi. As you can see, we have One Piece chapter 1115, Continental Fragments. Now, as usual, didn't read the spoilers, avoided the spoilers. Um, can't be asked to make a review, so I'm gonna do a reaction slash review. Anyway, let's just get into it. Kiku, Onichild Yamato, and the Holy Inari Shrine pilgrimage. Getting a bento from Hiyori and Otoko Hiyori. Oh, hey man, Kiku and Hiyori look exactly the same. Is Kiku dead? No, Kiku lacks an arm. That's my fault. What's Oda's comment? Ado's recent concert at the National Stadium was incredible. The world-traveling pop princess keep outdoing herself. Okay. So before the chapter, on YouTube, some creator had a thumbnail about the spoilers about that show Joy Boy. Like I think of Joy Boy. So I hope that's not true. I hope I wasn't spoiled that aspect. Let's get into this. The flower capital, Wano. It's hard to believe this foreign transmission is reaching us. Now you might be wondering how he came to be known as a pirate. We found the snail in the castle among Orochi's possessions. So you are a pirate, Joy Boy, just like Luffy. You know of him, my lord. Ooh. I still think no one should have died. No one should have died. A jail cell at the G4 naval base. Joy Boy, who cares? I bet you could easily beat him, right, Captain Kidd? Duh, the man's already dead. That's our captain. The only thing better than his confidence is his belly. The Malo Black became a kid pirate. Yeah, I'm clearly a million times tougher than this Joy Boy. Joy Toy. This Joy. This nigga, he's like the guy who wants to be like Drake. The Drake wannabe. He is exactly like him. What do you mean you are Luffy, now you're Kid? Do bear in mind, I only have access to a handful of poneglyphs, but the combined narrative clearly chronicles an unbelievable history about a great war in the distant past. During that period, Joy Boy faced an enemy organization known as the World Government. Ooh. Wait, isn't that us? Well, he did say he was a pirate. Vegapunk! Luffy smiling. Valkyrie has feats. Back then, they were merely the Allied powers, a temporary coalition consisting of 20 separate kingdoms. Conquerors. It can be assumed that an alliance was the only feasible way to oppose the formidable faction to which Joy Boy belonged. Okay, it was either Joy Boy Theories or Mr. Moj that kind of like, or one of the big One Piece YouTubers who like separated Joy Boy from the Ancient Kingdom and like he was doing his own thing. Maybe I misheard the theory. I am afraid that the cause of this conflict still eludes me, so I do not presume to judge the morality of the combatants. I can, however, say that this war was a clash of two opposing ideologies. I mentioned earlier that Joy Boy was born into a fantastical civilization, Zunisha. One so advanced that it is hard to believe existed over 900 years ago. The weapons that existed during this century-long struggle are far beyond our modern science. No, hashtag no furry. What? Foxy? What's that peanut head fool saying? Oh boss, you're making me hungry. Such technology is baffling even to a genius such as myself. He's so big-headed. Foxy post Fast Fox. NL has to appear now. No. And that we've seen everybody. Fuck the East Blue villains. We've seen Post apocalyptic, we've seen Crocodile, we've seen what's his name? Lucci. We've seen all the pre-time skip villains. Foxy now. Enel has to appear soon. He has to. We're going to the moon. And therein lies our problem at Labo Stratum. Put the catcher. Stussy. It's me, Edison. Oh, Kaku isn't doing shit. Lower the barrier and hightail it out of there, but I can't. What if someone will happen to the Straw Hat crew? I'm gonna be straight with ya. There ain't no point in the barrier no more. Knowing there are monsters who on the island who can ignore it. We've done all we can for them. I'm sure they'll make it somehow. Zoro and Jinbe have been running since 1109, 1110, 1111. Around, they've been running for time. Why is Jinbe still slowest nigga around? How much longer, Jinbe? My apologies, we're almost there. There's nothing to apologize for. We were busy. Is that you, Zoro? You're gonna get it later. That must be Nami. Now hurry up. They're moving their ships to blockade the north coast. That was Nami. I'll never forgive you if we get blasted out of the water after this. After all this. That's good to hear. I was worried Sailor would never forgive if I let them get caught. As if, now get your ass out of there. But I don't know what to do myself. Now that Stella's gone, who am I meant to live for? I have no purpose. Don't let him use his sword. Bonnie's still in giant form. This geezer can cut anything. Sense the living voices. Bonnie. Get that. Frankie has so many feet to this arc. Cut the giant ship. Whoa. I can't maintain this distorted future for very long. Oh, should I gear 5? The Void Century ended with Joy Boy's defeat. How much do you intend to say Vegapunk? He's leaving. There are too many life forms up here, but the aftermath had grander consequences. Oh my god. Gandhi is too cold. He cut the entire lab in half. The Seraphim. Wow. We all know travel between the islands can be excruciatingly difficult. Chill. Let's go back. The Void Century ended with Joy Boy's defeat. But the aftermath had grander consequences. The wake of that ancient conflict scarred the world, and those scars never healed. I'm gonna read Vegapunk's messages first, then I'm gonna come back. We all know travel between the islands can be excruciatingly difficult. The seas one must traverse are so vast and perilous, most people are content to live and die at their place of birth, never experiencing any culture other than their own. Isn't that a bit obvious? Oh, I'm just gonna read it the way I read it. Isn't that a bit obvious? Haha, everyone knows the seas are dangerous. That's common knowledge to us now. But it wasn't like that 1,000 years ago. A cataclysmic ecological disaster occurred during the Void Century. An ancient world was swallowed by the ocean. We are now living atop the remnants. Continental fragments that land masses that were once were. Say what? A world of a millennia ago sleeps unseen at the bottom of the ocean. So, the theory that the water levels have risen, they've risen, but the ocean was never this high. It's been rising steadily. So, the world has, because Vegapunk said 2 chapters ago, the world is sinking. Not it's flooding, it's sinking. It's going underwater, not the water is coming up. This proves it. I know it's hard to believe on my word alone, but there really was multiple vast continents back then. This is insane. Hey Nojiko, where do you think you're going? The world is at stake. fill me in. I gotta check on the Tangerine Orchard. No, Jiko is still bad. She bad. This change in the world helps explain how a century of history could be censored. A feat that seems nigh impossible, but it makes sense when you consider the undeniable conclusion to all data points to within a mere century, the average sea level rose by a staggering 200 meters. Dofi said currently 5 meters is all it takes from places like Kokoyashi village, all this Zoro's village. No, I think Zoro's is Kokoyashi. I forgot, fuck it. Nami's village, Zoro's village. 5 meters, Dofi said, is all it's gonna take for it to be completely flooded. Completely flooded. Let's finish the chapter, then we'll discuss this. Fill me in later. I've got to check on the Tangerine Orchard. Yeah, I read that. What, you're kidding me? 200. Our warship's only 60 meters tall. No wonder the old world disappeared. Hey, stop listening to that crap. We have work to do. The Seraphim and all those Cypherpole agents were spotted falling out the lab building. We gotta go rescue them. Did you hear that his tails keep getting taller and taller? The old fast lost his marbles. Mocktown does not believe this nigga. Sakura Kingdom. Is that really possible? Hehehe. Even now the world still finds a way to keep things interesting. That mountain is around 200 meters. You're saying something that tall will be submerged? That's awful. How many people died? That begs the question. He's gonna give us the answer. How and why did such a flood occur? Naturally, your inclination will be assume some kind of natural disaster. However, I can say for certain that there was no such thing to a man-made calamity. You can't be serious. If this catastrophe was brought about by natural means, there would be records denoting early warning signs several centuries earlier. It was a severe world-altering event after all. But all my research into meteorology, geology, ecology, and atmospheric science confirmed that there was no such natural buildup. It's supposed to say such a drastic change would happen spontaneously within the span of a mere 100 years. Meaning, the cause lies elsewhere. My suspicions were confirmed a few days ago when I analyzed the world's current sea levels. This would be hard to accept, but the disaster 800 years ago was caused by the ancient weapons technology. That doesn't make sense. That translation doesn't make sense. Was caused. This would be hard to accept, but the disaster 800 years ago was caused by ancient weapon technology capable of sinking the world, and that very same firepower eventually still exists, just waiting to be used again. In other words, the Great War, which ravaged the world during the Void Century, is still ongoing. Wow. No break next week, but wow. You know, I have to say, I'm one of the few skeptics. Like, okay, Emu being from the Void Century, it makes sense. It makes sense out. But I'm one of the people who I'm open to the idea of Emu not being from the Void Century. He just happens to be another Emu Nero now. But anyway, let's go back to this. Where is it? Zoom out. Wow. I mean, this is what Lord did in Pankata, but Lord did it with fully expanded room. This is just pure slash. We don't see any haki, it's just pure strength and slash. Once again, the Gorosei are looking incredible. All the Gorosei apart from Saturn and the Worm are looking incredible. Saturn and Jupiter, I don't know how to look at them. They still look a bit weak, but not like weak, but like compared to the other three, like Mars, Venus, Juro, and Valkyrie have looked sturdy. They look sturdy. flooded. It's been flooded. I don't know how to feel about like the fact that everything has just sunk, but like, so when Roger laughed when he found Laugh Tale, what the fuck was so funny? Is Laugh Tale like the structure of the island? Let's say this is the wait, I need blue. Let's say this is the sea, everything around here is this one piece sea. And then Roger and his crew found an island over here. But let's say the island was this big, like around this big here. What if in the middle here, in black, was an Enies Lobby Lucia type hole that showed the bottom of the world, where it was just one piece of the world that existed previously, and they managed to get down there. Like their ship was here, they went down there, then they read this shit. They read what happened the void century and how the world was flooded, and like they could see under the island throughout the water, they could see an ancient buildings. Because for me, that's what I'm thinking. Because unless whatever Joy Boy said or what Joy Boy left at Laugh Tale was big, but I think it has to have something to do with the sunken world. It has to be. But wow, what a chapter! What a chapter! I mean, we saw Foxy. Yeah, we saw what the fuck Foxy's about. Can Zunisha sense the snail? Like, or it's either because the snails on here, Zunisha can hear it, or he can just telepathically sense all living things. But okay, a lot of questions to be asked. Hopefully we get it next week, because it doesn't seem like there's a break next week. Seems like we're getting 11-16 next week. But anyway, thank you all for watching. I'll see you next week with the next chapter reaction. Peace.